Hiya, welcome back to another episode of the Gen Z show. My name is Lakisha, and as usual, I'm here with
Forever Chemikeys. Yeah.
Do I always have to remind you? Anyway, so today is another beautiful Saturday, and we have our beautiful guest in the studios. I think you can see some puppy rolling down here.
Yeah.
So we have a pet owner and then 2 vet officers, and you know why they are here, right? Because a lot of the Gen Zs have either cats or
Dogs. Me like this, I have snake.
wow.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. So they have dogs. They have cats, they have dogs, they have other pets they keep at home. But how do you know if your pet is sick? How do you know if they are healthy? How do you know if they are happy or sad at home? We don't know. So today we've brought people here to talk about how pets are supposed to behave, right? Like when you have a dog, when they are sad, how do you tell if they are sad? When they are sick, how do you tell if they are sick? All of those things. So we're going to talk about it here on today's episode of the Gen Z show. But for now, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back with the conversations.
Welcome back from the commercial break. And if you just joined us, you've tuned into the 20 Diaries edition here on the Gen Z show on Metro TV. Today's topic or today's vibe is a bit different from the usuals, but we are going into social science. I want to call it science versus social media. We have able people here to talk about One Health and Zoonoses. I know most of you are wondering what that is about. So basically, pets, TikTok, and animals, and we humans. Me like this, I own a snake. So I don't know what you own in the house. But then we want you to be able to get to know how to handle them during their sick times and how they can affect you, as well as the commercial side, how best you can commercialize your pet. So here in the studio with us is the CEO of Royal African Kennel and Rack Pets and Accessories, Kelvin. And then we have our soon-to-be doctors from KNUST Veterinary School of Medicine. Or if I didn't get that right. Did I?
No, you didn't.
I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong for 3 points.
Why are you doing the intro? Let them do it.
Okay, so they'll do their own intro.
Yeah.
Well, please, my boss says they should do their own too. So that is that. Yeah, so they're here to just tell us about One Health and Zoonoses. Me, mom, I thought tech was a zoo school, but they said it's a university. So we'll find out from them if that Zoonoses is actually the tech school or something else. So welcome, guys, to the set.
Thank you.
Right. So they said I shouldn't do your intro, so let us know who you are.
So I'm Kelvin KQ. I am the CEO of Royal African Kennel and then Rack Pets and Accessories. So I deal in breeding of dogs, I deal in sales of dogs, I deal in consulting, and then letting people know exactly what they have, how to take care of what they have, and then how to ensure that what they have is best for them and then the environments that they find them in. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And our lady.
Hi, I'm Alberta Afran, a 4th-year Doctor of Veterinary Medicine student and a soon-to-be vet.
I'm Frank Gidiglu. I'm a para-veterinarian and then a student at KNUST School of Veterinary Medicine.
Okay. So guys, he's a doctor surgeon. Me Buffalo kind or a doctor surgeon. Yes, so right. We are hearing One Health, we are hearing Zoonoses. One Health, yeah, saying I say it looks like a fitness gym or what is it? So let us know what One Health is.
Okay, when we talk about One Health, we are not just talking about a concept. We are looking at a call to collaboration. One Health simply means that, or simply shows us that animal health, human health, and environmental health all have one thing in common. It's like a triangle. If one part gets off, the whole triangle comes down. So that's simply what One Health means. Yes.
Right. And to Dr. Surgeon Frank, soon to be vet, or which of them? Which of them do you like? Dr. Surgeon or
Surgeon?
Surgeon. So Surgeon Frank, what is zoonosis? Let us know what zoonosis is.
Zoonosis is it's a disease that can be transmissible or transferred from animal to human and human to animal.
Human to
Yes, please. So-
animal to human.
And human, vice versa.
Vice versa.
Yes, please.
Right. So what kind of diseases? Malaria, typhoid. What kind of diseases?
So malaria is a parasitic disease.
Right. So dogs too can have malaria.
No.
No.
Yes, please.
But then
Dogs, they have tick fever.
tick fever.
Yes,
That human
but
beings
this
can
year-
get.
Yeah, humans can get a tick infestation.
Okay.
So we have some diseases that humans can get and animals can also get. Example is brucella, that's brucellosis, rabies,
Okay.
leptospirosis,
The three doing the same.
Ebola virus, Ebola virus,
Okay.
and HIV.
I think
So
wait, dog.
dogs get HIV.
HIV, dogs, HIV.
Yes, this is a viral disease and can be transmissible.
Okay, so what is the most common health issues that you guys have when it comes to dogs? Okay, both of you do with different animals.
Yeah.
But now we have a pet owner here and he deals with dogs. So I think the conversation is going to be centered on dogs. So what is the most common health issues when it comes to dogs? Like what diseases do you guys deal with most of the time?
Okay, so mostly rabies is the most common
Yeah.
disease.
And I'm hearing when they bite any other person, they can also get rabies.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So that makes it a zoonotic disease.
Okay, so you see, growing up, they used to tell us that when a dog bites you and you get rabies, you start barking. Is it true?
Yes, please.
Human beings do bark.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
They back.
They do.
Since the disease affects the central nervous system, so being transmitted to the brain. So when you get it, irrespective of where you've been bitten by the dog, you definitely get it. When
So
you
you've come
don't-
across people barking like
Yes, please.
in real life.
Yes.
Have
it
you seen
curable?
anything like?
I have seen
Rabies.
You have.
Rabies is not curable. It's a
Oh.
viral disease.
Yeah.
You can't cure a virus. You just do the symptom prevention. But you
So
can't
when you
cure
get
rabies.
it for the rest of your life, you're going to be barking.
It's not for the rest of your life.
You even
Yeah.
live long.
No.
I imagine Kisha. Hi guys.
Whoa!
like I'm imagining the stigma, how your family is going to take it because cramming a cow.
No, you see, that is why as pet owners,
Yeah.
we have to vaccinate our pets. Because when a dog with rabies bites you right now, that's the end. There's nothing anyone can do.
about
And as human beings, you're also supposed to vaccinate ourselves.
Uh.
Yes. So we have the post-exposure vaccines and then the pre-exposure. So when you take the pre ones, that one is like the normal, when you take like yellow fever, polio vaccines, like that. So when a dog bites you, because you have that vaccine, you're taking that vaccine, you are not really going to get affected, but you still have to go to the hospital. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, let's come to you. You don't deal with the scientific side. You have to do with the dog themselves.
Yes, so I do a little bit of that. I'm studying animal biology and conservation science. I'm a fourth-year student in the University of Ghana.
Okay.
The best
Because I was about to
You
ask.
know,
The
you
best
know,
school.
you
It's in the
know.
best school.
Can never be.
Can
never be. Can never be.
That is in the best school. Can you say something?
We'll come back to that,
come back to that,
fight. For now, let's be demure on the show. Thank you.
Surely,
So you are CEO of
we're out of Kennel.
right, and you do
Yeah.
just dogs.
Yeah,
what
just dogs.
what inspired you to be a CEO of?
So I've always had my way with them, with dogs. I'm sort of a dog person. I don't do very well with other animals, with cats, with snakes. I don't do well with crocodiles. Yes, I just do well with dogs. You know, I'm a dog person. So I have some sort of a connection with them. Exactly. Like somebody will say, oh, transport my dog from this place to this place. It's a big dog, a dog that when a normal person sees, the person will be scared. But then I just have my way to be able to take it from that place because I have that connection with them. Exactly. So that's just it. That just started it. Yeah. That just started it for me. Yeah.
Gen Zs, you are deaf connecting your heart with. And then somebody's connecting their heart with dogs.
You know.
Well, I want to ask. I saw something in recent times on TikTok where people are using their pets for skits, commercializing, and I realized that I don't know what Ghanaians want to watch, but even the dog has followers on TikTok
Yeah.
more than human beings will be doing quote unquote.
That's right.
What is it with pet social media money making as a pet owner?
So you see, the whole thing about social media is the whole thing that is making people the money. So you make the money from getting the views, the likes, the comments, and the shares. And then you are able to get people to do that because you are putting out things that they like. Now we are created in such a way that we have connection to these things that God gave us. Say the pets, you have the dogs, you have the cats, and the like. And then somebody sees Bambi. Bambi is a toy poodle. She's looking cute and everything. You're walking with Bambi. People want to touch it. People want to hug it and stuff like that. So you're doing that on social media. People see the dog that they love. They'll just want to watch and see how it goes.
Yeah.
That is giving you the view. That is giving you the like. That is giving you the shares. You get people interacting with you. People just want to come to spend time with them. That is where the commercial side comes in with social media, because you have people that love these animals are coming to just watch them. And then they are antidepressants as well. You can be sad, you can be bored. You just watch a dog playing around. Like Bambi came here today, playing around, and then everybody's laughing. Everybody's saying hi Bambi,
Hi,
and stuff
Bambi.
like exactly. Except so that's basically it. That's just bringing in the views, because we as human beings are naturally attracted to these animals.
Right.
Yeah, so you don't have to do much. If your dog is one that is fun, people will watch you. That's how it is. Yeah.
So before we move away from social media, I want to find out from our soon-to-be doctors, how best can social media play or what role can it play in educating people on these zoonotic diseases, I would put them.
Okay.
What role does social media play? Oftentimes in the Gen Z era, we've been seeing them using dogs for skits, dogs telling us how they feel when they're at home. How best can you integrate using your pets to explain zoonotic diseases on social media for us?
Okay. So, for instance, let me use Bambi as an example. Bambi is a vaccinated dog. She's fully vaccinated, up to date. When I go on social media with Bambi, I can educate people by saying that Bambi is a fully vaccinated dog. The moment I vaccinate her, I am not in danger, and she's also not in danger. Right. Do you get it? Because the moment she gets any disease, I'm going to go through some emotional frenzy, because I have gotten this emotional attachment to the dog. So when I go on social media, I can just let them know that vaccinating your dogs doesn't only keep them healthy, but also keeps you healthy. Do you get it? And aside even the zoonoses, when I go on social media, I can tell pet owners that there are some types of foods that you're not supposed to give to your pets. Something like chocolates. You can't give a dog chocolate because they are toxic to dogs a lot. They can kill your dogs.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Chocolates can kill your dog. So
Wait, what type of dogs? Is it this ones or
the local ones?
the big
chocolate
ones?
is toxic to all dogs.
My local dog,
All dogs.
All dogs.
So, but
All
we
dogs.
have dogs who eat cake and
And cake, yes.
popcorns and
So there are we are in a technical world, we are in a technological world. Day in, day out, people are making things that dogs can take.
Okay.
So you can see somebody can invent something that would look like chocolate,
okay.
but it will not be toxic to the dog. But something like dark chocolates, milk chocolates, dogs can take it.
Okay.
So when I go on social media and I educate pet owners, it's not only going to help me, but it's going to help everyone. So the moment your dog is healthy, you are going to be healthy. The environment is going to be healthy. Yeah. So it's going to prevent zoonosis in any way.
Right.
Yeah.
Kisha, do you have any?
Yeah, so I feel like, you see, now most of the girls out there, guys don't really like this kind of puppies, right?
Yeah.
Most of the guys, the ladies out there would want to keep pets in their homes, and they don't even know what kind of food that's good for them. Like you're saying with the chocolate thing, they don't know how to. They don't know a lot about the pets, but they just keep them. What would be the first thing you want to advise them on when it comes to handling puppies like this type of puppies?
Okay.
They have them. They don't know the kind of foods they're supposed to eat. Some of them just, they give them anything. Do you think is right to have a pet and then just give them any food or just handle them like the way you handle the other pets?
No. So one mistake I think new pet owners especially make is feeding their dogs what they eat.
Yes.
You know, say you pass through Chicken Man, Pizza Man, you buy something you want to give your dog. No, I think it's very, very, it's very, very unsafe because some foods that we eat, there are lots of spice in it. There's a lot of spice in it. Dogs don't take spice, most of them. Especially dogs that are used for certain stuff, tracking and stuff like that, they don't take spice. So not everything that we eat is good for our dogs. But then for a new persona, a girl that is very happy, she's seen a cute poodle on TikTok. She wants her boyfriend to get her the poodle. The boyfriend calls this breeder, oh, please, 14th, I want this for my girlfriend. Could you package it? Could you put some nice ribbon on the neck and stuff like that? They do it and then they give it to her. So what the breeder is actually supposed to do is after selling the dog to the client, you have to educate the client on what to do and what not to do. Because there's no joy in selling a dog to somebody and then finding out 3 days, 4 days later that the dog died. You know, exactly. So part of the responsibility as a breeder is to educate your clients that are coming in, even people that already have dogs, because maybe somebody might have owned a dog 20 years ago. They say, oh, I had many dogs, but 20 years ago isn't today. Things that we're eating 20 years ago, we're not eating them now, you know, and then things that we're feeding our dogs now, we're not feeding them 20 years ago. So you have to let the clients know, you have to at least maybe something small, a little note to let them know what to do and what not to do is very good. Yeah, it's very, very, very good.
Okay, I would tell the new owner that never ever miss a hospital visit. And never, or don't forget to groom your dog.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like, that brings you to this question. You see, human beings are supposed to do like random checkups like every month. Or so how long do we have to take to check up on a dog?
Okay, so for the checkup, you see, in the animal aspect, we call it prophylaxis treatment. Prophylaxis. You go, it's a treatment made to prevent disease and other infection.
Right.
So we just call it prophylaxis treatment. It's a routine checkup that is mostly done to animals. For instance, you just take the animal to a vet to deworm, maybe vaccinate, or better to check if the animal is in good condition.
Right.
That's what should be done most often. So once in every month, you need to take your animal to the
Once
vet.
in
Every month.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it brings me to the question. I'll double side this question. Do you think there is money in pet business?
Oh, yes.
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yes.
Because I realized I saw there was this dog so I call it conference. They had a conference in Accra here where the whole conference was full about dogs. And people were bringing all their Dobermans,
I think
The dog show.
the cage dog show. And I'm like, what is so enticing about dog that you carry your dog in Uber and bring your dog for a conference? So the guys who are betting out there who are now, the dollar is coming down. Do you think it's best enough for them to invest into dogs or invest into pet business?
Oh, yes, it's very lucrative. I mean, it's very lucrative if you do it and you do it right. You know, one advice every breeder will give you is that don't go into the breeding business just because of returns. So you have to have a little passion for the dogs before you go into it because it's capital intensive. You know, you have to buy their food, you have to take them for checkups like you're saying, you have to make sure your treatments are on point. And then even in the occasion where you have a pregnancy, a successful pregnancy, it takes a lot before the dog litters. When a dog litters, you have to go through a lot before the puppies are ready for markets. That is where you get your money. There's the marketing aspect as well. You have to actually pay to market the puppies to get their returns from it, you know. So there's money in it, but then it's also capital intensive, and it's a better investment as compared to the betting you're saying, because somebody would come and tell you, I lost 15,000 cedis betting, you know, but then you could get a pure breeder for say 5,000 cedis, for say 4,000, 3,000 cedis, and then just take your time, feed it with just a little that you have, and then in no time you have puppies out of it. So you don't go into it necessarily because of the money, but then with the passion, you go into it, and then if you do it right, you get the money out of it, and you get good money as well.
So like you're saying, there's good money in breeding pets, right? So now that let's say I'm a pet lover and I want to breed pets, you go and then you want to feed them and their food is so expensive. You know?
Yeah.
Like their food is so expensive. I think that's how come people end up giving like feeding them what they
Yes,
eat.
because maybe the medical need be na masanda kuma.
So why do you think pet food is so expensive? Is
Why
there
I
a
think-
reason, or is like as a normal thing?
Well, personally, I would say if you know you don't have the capital, you don't have the money to get dog food, there are some foods that you can give to their dogs. Okay, there is this TikToker. She's a US based TikToker. Her dog is a pit bull. It's called Rain. She doesn't feed her dog with dog food. She prepares rice with no sauce, just rice. She fries quail eggs or normal chicken eggs, and then she gets chicken, but she steams the chicken or she boils it, but with no spice or anything. You can give it to the dog as long as there's nothing toxic in that food.
Okay.
It's perfect for the dog, so you don't have to break your bank to feed the dog. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, so I have this question for you. We are in Ghana here. You've seen that the dollar is dropping. I know as a CEO like you are enjoying. As veterinaries or vet doctors, do you think that there's a gap between the mainstream line of health educate, like health communication of culture? So every day we see they'll say HIV is real, use condom. They'll say yellow fever, menstrual so menstrual month. Then they'll tell you do that. But how often do we see the same thing in the veterinary aspect of health for dogs? But we hardly see on TV the same way they announce daily that go and get this, get your polio test, COVID time, go and get vaccine.
Yeah.
How often is also that for dogs? And how often should dogs be vaccinated?
Okay, so we mostly do that. Mostly we conduct mass anti-rabies vaccinations. Sometimes we do it for free. Sometimes we subsidize the prices for clients to come and vaccinate. Yes. And also we create awareness as well, and we sensitize about dog bites, age preventions and control. Yeah. So for the vaccination aspect, you see, Bambi is a foreign dog, and foreign dog, the temperament or how in Africa our zone is different from like those up there.
Yes, my country people.
So we have special vaccines for these foreign breeds.
Right.
Yes, we have special vaccines. With the vaccine is called DHPPL, distemper hepatitis. DHPPL.
Oh, guys, I thought it was BBL.
Oh no, I never said DHPPL. So the D is for distemper, the H is for hepatitis, the P is for parvovirus, the other P is for parainfluenza, and the last one is for leptospirosis. These are all viral diseases. So it's done 3 times. The first one is done when the dog is at 6 week. The second is done at 8 week, and the third is done at the 12 week. So at the 12 week, we add the anti-rabies vaccine to it.
Okay. I have a bit of concern. So in my home, we used to rear dogs. We used to have a Doberman where he gave birth to about 15 puppies. And we also rear other animals like the sheep. We used to have woodpeckers. We used to have rabbits.
Okay.
Is this before I realized the puppies were gone, like they just started dying. Is it okay to integrate all these animals in one home, or you should have a farm for you should have a farm or a kennel for just dogs, like separate, or we can house them in one house? Because I feel like every dog that used to come to them, foreign dog that comes, but I know that when they give birth, the puppies just tend to pass away.
Okay, so with that, you see, we have some diseases that are contagious. For instance, even humans, we can transmit or transfer disease through contact. So you rearing or raising different animals altogether, you need to know how to confine each and every animal. For instance, you have a goat, you need to get a goat pen, either semi-intensive or intensive. A dog too, you need to confine it, cage it, to prevent it maybe loitering around and then causing problems. Yes.
Right.
So
okay, so bringing me to the topic. Okay,
Wait,
before
I have a follow-up question.
Right.
You see, there are some dogs when they give birth, like for the first time, all their puppies will either die or they eat them.
yes,
that's
Why do they do
cannibalism.
that?
Okay, so it's a condition.
Okay.
some dogs lack some certain nutrients. Yes, when you lack some nutrients, you do practice or do cannibalism. Sometimes too, it depends on the type of breed, and then also the client or the owner doesn't feed the dog properly, and some too are inexperienced. The pets are inexperienced in the sense that
Usually
it hasn't
their
given
first
birth before, it
birth.
hasn't whelped
Yeah.
before. So when it whelps, in the process of feeding, it can sleep on the
Yeah,
puppy.
but yes.
You see, that causes those problems.
That's how come they
Yeah.
die.
So I think for a pet owner that wants to breed his or her dog, they have to understand the responsibility that the breeding comes with.
Okay.
You know, so some people will just say, "Oh, make Carolina about heat. My dog is on heat." They take it to another dog to mate it, and then they just forget about it. The dog just gives birth in the sun somewhere. You know, the puppies will pick up something from there. And then, mind you, these foreign dogs are not like our local dogs that we have here, so they are not as resistant to the conditions here. Because you can get a local dog giving birth in the gutter somewhere. The puppies will grow up 9 solid puppies. Nothing will happen to them. But then have these ones give birth in the sun anywhere, or even outside on the tiles. The cold will catch them; they'll all die. You know, so when you decide to breed your dog as a pet owner, you have to understand the responsibility that is coming with. You don't just cross the dog or mate the dog and then leave it. You have to be there with the dog throughout the pregnancy and even when it litters. If it's a new or even the continuing mother, you have to be with her. Because for breeders, we sometimes sleep with the dogs in their kennels. We sometimes take, yes. For me personally, I had a litter. I brought them into my room. I also them in my room the whole time. Wake up, because sometimes you have to feed them yourself.
Yes.
Yes, because the mother, like you said, the mother can sleep on the puppies. Imagine you have puppies that are worth $2,000 each. And then you've mated, you say you've done $1,000 mating. You want money. You can't.
How much will you sell that dog for?
That's what I'm saying. It's a $2,000 puppy. You know, you have to be there to ensure that the puppy survives.
Have you ever sold a puppy for $2,000?
I wouldn't like to disclose that.
Guys, we'll get you behind the scenes.
Right, so that is it. So you have to put the commitment in it because you want the returns, you know. So you have to take care of them, be there with the puppies, ensure that the mother is fed. Every puppy is fed because, like Kemi said, he had 15 puppies, Doberman puppies. If you are not there, how would you know that the 13th puppy has fed? You wouldn't know. And then it will fade out and die because it's not feeding. Maybe the other ones are stronger than it, they are feeding more, you know. So you have to be there when you decide to mate a dog, you have the responsibility, take care of it throughout to be able to sell and make the funds.
Okay, so do you think it's right to have sleep in the like with your puppy on the same bed? You know, there's some girls, they don't mind. Puppies be licking their faces, they'll be kissing them.
You go and kiss your boyfriend.
Right.
So that's where one dog falls in.
Yeah.
Because what are we to do to make sure that we are all safe? The first thing is the animal. The animal needs to be properly vaccinated. Because rabies like this, it doesn't necessarily means, let's say it bites you and then that's where you get the virus. For instance, let's say you have a cat and then it licks you through the saliva. You can easily get the virus. So you need to vaccinate your animal. Make sure your environment is clean and tidy enough to prevent other pathogens to invade. And then you, the human, to what to do to prevent to get a disease is for you also to make sure that you also vaccinate yourself, or better still, you are also in a good condition. Yes, that will prevent. So this is where the One Health comes in.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Okay, before we go, let me just test your knowledge on what's happening in Ghana right now. We've seen that the current government is saying that the 3 billion Berman I want to find out from you, all of you as a business owner, you as a vet, do you think that the Nkukon policy is regulating backyard or street chicken sales, or is necessary for public? Is it? So let me put the question well.
Okay.
In Nkukon policy, do you think that regulating backyard poultry and street chicken sales is necessary for public health, or is just a government overreach?
Okay. So let's look at the public health aspect. For vets and for people who are environmentalists and even medical doctors, let's take it like a bed, one bed in one of the backyard poultry. One bed has gotten avian influenza, which is known as bird flu. It's going to affect all the chickens there, and it will come, it will spread. It's going to be like COVID-19. It can even cause a lockdown because avian influenza, yeah, avian influenza can be passed on to us easily. Do you understand? So this whole Nkukon kitten thing, if vets are put on the front line, we are definitely going to help regulate it very well, and it will not be a public health concern.